sometimes, in spite of somebody believing, they have a question. I've been believing, but why is this not happening? For which one of the reasons we saw in the last episode is to deal with unforgiveness. And today we're going to see that it's important that we need to have submission to God if faith needs to work. Let me say it again. Faith needs to work. We need to have submission towards God. Now in Mark chapter 9, there is a story where Jesus, in his ministry, he comes down from the great Mount of Transfiguration. It was a great experience. Only Peter, James, and John was there when Jesus was literally transfigured. His garments glistened gloriously. So when they came down after that experience, there was a crowd there arguing with the rest of the disciples. Jesus tells in verse 17, Matthew 17:17, and Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I bear with you? Bring him here to me. And verse 18, and Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. Now, Jesus takes up that case and he rebukes the demon, and the boy who is bound by that mute and dumb and deaf spirit is delivered immediately. Now, after all these things have happened, Jesus was asked by his disciples privately. You see that in verse 19 through 21. Why could we not cast it out? That's a good question. The reason they were asking was they were actually not new to healing people and casting demons, because way back in Matthew chapter 10, Jesus had already picked them. He had given them authority over all diseases and all demons. We read that in verse 1. And then he tells them in verse 8, heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out demons. Freely you have received, freely give. Now, if you read in verse 1, the scripture says, when he had called his 12 disciples to him, he gave them power over unclean spirits to cast them out, to heal all kinds of sickness and all kinds of disease. Now, Jesus had given them authority, and it was already at work. In fact, they came back and said that it was working, and they were all excited about it. But here was a case where that authority failed to work. And Jesus said in Matthew 17:20, so Jesus said to them, because of your unbelief, for assuredly I say to you, if you have faith as a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. However, this kind does not go out except by prayer and fasting. Jesus makes certain things clear. He had already given them the authority. They already had the authority. They have seen some level of success in healing people and casting demons. We remember that in Luke chapter 10. They came to Jesus and said, the demons are subject to your name. So Jesus said, rejoice not because of that, but that your names are written in the book of life.